I think the most fascinating thing and the best thing about online is it builds the access for students who can't make it to campus. And that access that they can have doing it online, I think it's just going to continue to grow.
My name is Tami Saunders and I'm from Sugar City, Idaho. The online program was super doable for me. You can get the other things done you need to and go home at night and do your homework when you can do it. I spent a lot of time studying because I wanted the content, not just necessarily to bust through a class. My classmates were awesome. We formed such a bond. We'd meet in Google Hangouts and talk on Blackboard and discussion boards and stuff. We really got to know each other well and created such a good support system. I got offered a job in a private practice clinic. I'm going to be doing some clinical counseling as well as being a counselor at a high school.
My name is Kimberly Penrod. I had done a lot of research online about other programs, and this one was one of the more affordable programs. Being a single mom working 2 jobs, I was concerned as to whether or not I would be able to carry the load. And the staff was very accommodating, quick to get back and answer my questions. That pretty much sold me on it.
Anybody who's skeptical about online teaching, you'll hear a certain number of criticisms, and one of them is, I'll lose the personal connection to the students. How can you recreate that in an online course? The answer turned out to be, you can't. You don't recreate that. You use the tools at your disposal. The Blackboard interface compels the students to interact with each other in writing on the discussion board. My students now write much, much more than they do in a face-to-face class. They interact more, they give each other more feedback. When you teach a face-to-face class, there are the 5 kids in the class who do all the talking, the 5 kids who never say a word, and the rest of us like me in between. In an online class, everybody talks about the same amount. The people who would be shy students, for example, who just, I don't speak in class, oh no, they're completely present. The personal connection, the creation of a kind of community among them, which is important, and where you're part of the community too, you don't need to be physically present to do that. This connection can be just as real as the face-to-face connection. And since I started teaching online, using all the tools I was taught to use to make the personal connection, the reaction by the students has been, oh no, I feel very connected to the teacher and to my classmates.
Being a convert from not believing in online to getting my master's degree in an online format to now actually building and designing online courses, I would have to say I'm one of the biggest cheerleaders of online. First, we meet with the faculty. So we go through and figure out what the need is. We help them understand aligning the course. We teach them lots of different video techniques, interaction techniques, group techniques to make it a high intensity, very well developed, defined, good course. And then the second half is developing the course. Build it, put it in Blackboard, and we've got a team at eCampus that helps do all of the different steps and walks them through it. Then the third part of it is teaching it. Then we go through a Quality Matters review and have somebody else review the course and pass it off, and we make little changes and edits, and then they continue to teach.
Our big focus is quality of online education, and the biggest piece of that is the technology. And now we have a lot more collaborative tools, so to build that engagement with the students and allow them to have that interaction rather than just feel like they're sitting in front of a computer.
So it used to be when online learning, the early courses, someone could give you a course shell and a learning management system, and you would have a textbook and you could just fill in some text, and you'd have something at the time that was good enough to go. The reality though is really good sophisticated courses nowadays have media, they have all these aspects where it's really hard for one faculty to do it by themselves like it once was. Nowadays it really takes a team, it takes a village. And so I think that the institutions that really are gonna continue to grow their programs, they continue to meet their students' needs, their community needs, they're going to have those resources and they're going to dedicate those resources to create those high quality online learning experiences.
A lot of people ask me if an online degree in genetic counseling is going to be cheaper than a traditional face-to-face program. And what they're envisioning is that somebody isn't going to a classroom, so we don't have to necessarily use building space. But what I explain to people is there is so much front work. There are so many more people involved in creating good quality, high-level courses. That's part of the quality aspect. You pay for that quality, you pay for all of these experts to be involved in the courses, so it's worth it.
There's a significant level of student support services that are on the back end of that. High-touch advising, the ability to assist students that are returning to school or transferring with the process of re-entering a university or entering a university for the first time. Those levels of support on a day-to-day basis are just as important as the instructional component that we work on.
I serve as the advisor for our fully online students in 2 programs in particular, but I work with our students through the time when they're officially admitted to the program, all the way through graduation. So in the very beginning, that looks like going through their transfer credits with them and preparing a specific degree plan for them that maps out their whole path all the way to graduation. Then I help keep those students on track according to that plan. A big part of it is connecting them with other departments on campus. Typically, the students that I'm working with are non-traditional students. They're all working adults. Most of them have families or partners. They have a lot of life going on as well as work, and they're adding school back into their life. I mean, I think about how much support is really there for our online students, and it's a lot, and there's a lot of care. We really feel invested in the students and them doing well outside the classroom and inside. We care about not just how they're doing in their class, but how they're doing as people.
The support was amazing. The staff was just phenomenal. Anytime I had an issue, whether it be something as simple as a homework assignment or financial aid or how am I going to do this, they were right there. Quick responses, very friendly, very accommodating.
Online learning should be serving all of those people who, for whatever reason, can't come to campus, whether it's physical, whether it's emotional, psychological barriers, issues, struggles that they might be having. And so we really need a team of experts to be thinking about, how do we serve a greater number of students? How do we make courses, not just content accessible, but how do we make it pedagogically accessible? And this requires further thinking and expertise, but it's really where you see everyone moving, is that there are a lot of students out there that we're not serving right now, that if we do it right, online learning can start meeting their needs in a way that we've never before.